Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile, Breach League with our Plague Summoner. We are standing in the newly revamped waypoint in Lionized Watch, and it looks pretty. I think they did a good job with this. So in between episodes, as promised, I did clear the Granddaddy Crab. So Flooded Depths has been cleared. Did encounter a breach in there, which reminds me, I need to show you something. Da-da-da, Splinter of Tool. So there's these hands that appear in the breaches, and that's where those splinters drop from. And once you get 100 splinters, once you get access to your mapping device in Merciless, you can use those to summon portals into the breach and counter-innovate them. So we used the skill points from the Granddaddy Crab quest in order to get ourselves a Lord of the Dead. And the add-ons, we are currently level 9, so we're slightly over-leveled for the ledge, which is good. On hardcore, it is nice to be over-leveled. We can now have up to 4 zombies. And 4 zombies we shall have. Hello, goat. Goodbye, goat. So our life and energy shield is in a reasonable state for this part of the game. I usually try to have at least 300 health, whether life or energy shields, before getting to the Warden. No, it's just something of a mental note of something to get. And in this case we have a coral ring which I transmuted, and we got a nice life roll on it. And this one got a rubbish roll. Our mana is stable, so I replaced the power ring with a coral ring, so we're now boosting our life quite a bit. And this early on, though, it's just useful to just get yourself a decent life pool. Though it will help you deal with most of the content, and getting a little bit of a passive regen from something like a coral amulet is gonna help you keep your life pool in a reasonable state. Just don't keep an eye out for better flasks as you go, and then there's nothing really that should go wrong. So our zombies seem to be following our target. The skulls have a little bit more of their own opinion of what needs to die. Could be that they just didn't like the crowd. That's why they went off by their own. Well, works rather well. So sustained casting, of course, is still draining our energy, our mana pool. That's always going to happen, but that's why we got our flask. But now we have enough regen to deal with it rather well. It's about half of the mana we spend per second we get back. So if we're spending about half of our time casting and half of our time not casting, then our mana pool is gonna remain relatively steady. And if not, well, then there's the flasks, of course.
God bless you on this.
Ooh, well, yeah. That's the second blaster. Hello. Oh, this is a booster totem that he gets. Our casting speed is now through the roof, which means more skulls. Also means our zombies are going to be faster. Also faster to kill themselves. Lucky coincidence. And of course those skulls are going to be flying all over the place and going outside of the area. So we'll have to rely on the spawns inside of the circle in order to actually get the 50 souls we need. But just also while playtesting, these Elbrion missions were just a blast to play through. It just went so quickly. Let's see, this is the current tier, but if we find 3 of the flasks, then of course we can do upgrades. So not always lost. We get to the climb, where Navali will be, and she will be guarded by the goat. Aha, we leveled. Goat Shaman of Power actually gets herself some power charges. Okay. So, first goal was to get Lord of the Dead. Then second goal is going to be Grave Intentions. Because our current life and defense state is in a pretty good state, I'm actually postponing the focus on defensive things. Because I think we don't need it, and getting more minions is gonna be useful. And it's gonna be both offensive and defensive, because a larger screen of things to keep them from us is gonna be good. So this early on, we're basically just playing a Summon Raging Skulls build, which just happens to have some zombies. Later on, zombies are then gonna become more tankier, and then, well, they'll be a bit more relevant. But for now, they're just there to tie things up. And of course, now if the monsters are fighting zombies, they're not fighting me. And I like that. Okay, that one has really low life, so let's wait for a battering. Hello, you guys. And one more. Good, we refreshed all 4 of them. And then take a bite out of them. Funny, we have Lionize standard here with lore, and we have the Wedded Carving, which also has lore, and they're standing side by side. Okay, they've got a shaman in the back. Some archers on the ledge. Ooh. Even stronger covering, and Iron Point the Forsaken. Who is no match for our Raging Skulls. Most of the time the path behind here leads to the exit. The thing is, we still need ourselves a waypoint. So let's backtrack along the outer edge and see if we can get that one. Because there's often a quest progression tied to getting this waypoint. I haven't double checked for this one, but I do like to have all the waypoints. Whether I'm actually ever gonna use them or not, it is nice to have all the waypoints, just as a, no, from a completion point of view. A conversion trap. It's a trap that allows us to turn enemies into minions. Could be fun to play around with. Let's see, put it in our boots. Now, in case we get a strongbox or something, conversion traps are really nice early on for strongboxes, because you can turn some of the monsters that spawn directly into minions that will help you, thereby taking more pressure off of you and making the strongbox less dangerous. Later on, your kill speed and your tanking power is high enough that it's gonna be more of a distraction to have to wait for those minions to unconvert. Is that a word? Yeah, I think that's the correct word, to unconvert, to revert to their former hostile selves. And then you'll notice, because you'll stop using it in a rather natural way. But until then, it's a nice gem to pick up while leveling. I'm not even sure if it's something that we can naturally find or not as a witch, but well, we find it, so we use it. Incoming! Okay. This is the point, our energy shield is gone, so we'll make a small tactical withdrawal, and then we go in with a renewed effort.
I've been waiting for you.
Ah, the fawn! Ooh. Well, yeah. This is a lot more epic than it was before. Hello, Navali.
Thank you for freeing me. The Mother of Death likes to play these little tricks on me, to remind me of my place. But she also sent you here to help. Let me return the favor, Exile. We will meet again in town, and then I will help you illuminate your path.
Navali, lantern bearer. That was a fun little encounter. Just the fawn just smashing in. It's nice that she now has a proper guardian, because it really didn't make any sense that she was just standing there in that twig prison.
And call such a place home.
So of course we enter the prison, which means we can have a chat with Tarkley. Oh no, wait, with Nessa, I mean. For a support champ, we get minion damage. And we can sell some of the items that we have found that weren't actually useful. Okay, going for energy shield, this is not really what we want. And this is intelligence, but we have movement speed, so that's not an upgrade either. What's on here? Life and mana, it's actually better than the ring we have there. So we'll switch into that, because of course larger life mana pool means more passive regen. Wait, I think we might have a silver coin. Oh no, we don't.
There's a fine line.
So then we have Elbrion as well, who will be selling all kinds of things which we don't really care about right now. As well as so, yes. Putting stuff away. Minion damage support is useful, and we'll need a couple more of those. Let's see, for now, just put everything in here. Minion damage support. We will need something that's going to be linked. So for now, I think we can split this out this way. Put the minion damage in here, and then from Nessa, have a look at buying more. So link in here. We will eventually need another one because we will have multiple clusters. We will have, of course, raising spirits, which will be combined with skeletons. We will have zombies, which will be shared with the Spectres, and then we will have our golem, which will share its links with the Vaal summon skeletons. But for now, we're out of currency, so this is what we got. So next up, the prison. In the prison we have two objectives. First one is going to be to do and survive the trial. And then of course, after that we're going to go after the Warden. Hello everybody. You summon, I summon. We're both necromancers. And Chatters is here. Recognize that because he's the source of those nice cold auras. And allies deal additional cold damage, but that doesn't really matter because, well, they're not attacking us. So if they don't attack us, we don't care. Yep, we were on our way to a grave intentions. Let's follow up on that. Resummon all the things, and then there is something on the other side of the door. So let's clear this room. Actually wanna push to the top, but well, things were looking so inviting here. Might as well go. And then we have ourselves our very first trial, and the goal is to not die. Having multiple quicksilver flasks definitely helps. So first time through you can basically go through, and then on the way back you can use all the stepping stones. And just slowly, gently walk yourself back. If you use your flasks aggressively you might even make it to the second one, but hey, this is hardcore, we're playing conservative here. So it's better to take a little bit more time than it is to die quickly. Standard League, of course, then there's no real prize for failure, so you might as well rush through. And let's see, combat clock. Yeah, a little bit on the other side. Boom. And it comes out there. Then we step on this, and then we step on the next one. And then we step on the next one. And then we run through. Then we summon some skulls, we summon some skeletons, some zombies, and the band is back together. And there is not even a rare waiting for us here. Game's going easy on us. Lapis amulet. Well, we don't really care about the additional stats. So, actually, this is a blue gauntlet. Might be relevant. 5 life on kill. We don't actually kill things. We have minions for that. So, doubt that's gonna be very effective. In addition to that, we don't really deal with our life. Life is our last resort. So, life on kill, life on hits. The usefulness is very, very marginal. Having a little bit of passive life regeneration is probably going to be more than enough for us in order to deal with chaos and poison and all kinds of other things that do penetrate our energy shield. Or for the odd case where we do get hit hard enough that we actually lose a bit of life. So, Soulbones is casting Desecrate, which we can actually use the corpses of in order to deny him the pleasure and use of those. Not quite sure why I said pleasure. I'm not quite sure what you could do with a corpse. But hey, he is a necromancer and I'm not judging. And let's keep it at that. Happy thoughts. Look at all the happy skulls. Spellcaster on the other side there. Ah, the door is already open. And there's another breach. So, all kinds of purple swirlies all over the place. So the breach triggers once we go in there. There's something shiny there, isn't there? Or let's have a look. So a breach spawns. Minions, or the monsters get revealed. Question is, was there indeed something shiny on the other side here? Yes, see, clasped hand. That's gonna get us a, well, potentially, that's potentially gonna get us a splinter. Not a guaranteed though. And no more minions, so this one is gonna collapse in on itself. And any opportunity to open up further clasped hands is gonna get wasted. But one of those clasped hands is where I got the splinter from during my earlier run. So that's something to keep an eye out for. And there is a door here. What? Yes. I got a suspicion that breaches are going to be more effective in the more open levels, where just the layout of the area is going to be potentially less of a downside. Because if you run into a dead end, then basically your breach run is over. That's kind of how it works. But so far, breaches haven't been overly punishing. That's it. We're in Act 1 normal. They are going easy on us, of course, and things are bound to get more dangerous as we progress. We're closing in on our fight with the Warden, who is of course going to be the first test of our build. Everything up on this point has just been a warm-up. The Warden is the first true fight. The first thing that could potentially kill you if you are not well enough prepared. So we shall see how that goes. So far we haven't found any strong boxes, and as such we haven't really used our conversion trap either. The Warden fight is potentially one of those things where it might actually be interesting to throw about some of those traps. Once he starts summoning minions, well, we turn them to our side, and of course we get the help and he doesn't. That said, if I just have a look at how much damage our skulls are doing, and with the backup of the zombies of course, And I'm not really all that worried about the Warden. I got a suspicion it's gonna be relatively doable. We just overpower him, so to say. So we don't really need to tank him. So, let's just refresh our zombies. Especially now that those necromancers are cursing things a bit. Our zombies do take a bit more punishment, and of course we keep re-summoning the skulls. So damage on them never really sticks, and monsters aren't really attacking them. They only get attacked by the crossfire of AoE attacks. Or mistargeted things or whatever. But the zombies are the favorite target of everything. And now we're gonna follow the blood.
An exile here. A shame the Warden won't leave anything for me to examine. Make sure you...
So, Piety saying hello. We will see her again. And here the Trade of Blood picks up again. Ooh, there's some looty things. Might as well click on the things that really get in the way of our cursor. And once we get a flame dash or something, then we can actually just dash through it. That's probably going to be better. Just clicking on each barrel, a bit annoying. If you've got exploding barrels, then hey, that's great. Otherwise, not so much. So just put some of the conversion traps out so that when his life goes down and he summons the things, then we can summon things. But yeah, I don't think a single skeleton hit the floor. As I said, we're doing a decent amount of damage for this stage of the game. So that's gonna be okay. Hey, was that a simple rope with 2 link sockets rather than 1? That's an upgrade. This not. And then that's not the exit. The exit's gonna be over here somewhere. And then that's that. And then it is time to speak with Tarkley. And then we are gonna continue on the road next time. But for now, ooh, skellies. And Wither. So this is the point where we're gonna do a little bit more shopping. We just got ourselves some skeletons which we can put in here, which of course want minion damage support, which we need an orb of transportation for. And then we probably want to buy a bunch of summoned skeletons in order to Vaal them into potentially a Vaal summon skeletons. Let's pick up a bunch of rares and potentially useful stuff. I don't think this is going to be better. So anything worth keeping. So currently the wand we only use this for the resistances on there. Everything else is just a waste. Similarly here, there is nothing actually of use. Attack speed is not good. Cast speed would be useful, but attack speed, nope. Increased armor, nah. Ooh, multiple resists. They're a bit low, but it's better than nothing. So we have a 2-link here, which is actually more valuable given our summons. Not useful and not useful. So we can sell it, we get some orbs of alteration. And add it to our pile of currency. So yeah, the transmutes, we need a couple more of those. We'll work on that and then we'll just buy more support. But for now, if we put our spirits there, we put our skeletons here, and we have 2 active skills that we can alternate between. So if we need more bodies on the floor, then we can always just throw some skeletons in the enemy's face, and in order to supplement the defenses from our zombies. But for now, I think the raging spirits are gonna do a fine enough job killing things in time. And with that, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching. And I hope to see you again next episode when we move forward in the direction of Merveil. Bye bye.